Hello, welcome back to Halftime TV. Norando Brony, your host, and as always, we have a wonderful show for you. It is bright outside, the weather is nice, and we decided to do this episode in the outdoors. We are in the midst of Toronto. Wonderful weather. We generally think of Canada and we think it's cold 12 months per year, but we're getting some good weather today, and I decided to do this one from outside. Now, today's topic: why do Reggae Boyz vloggers vlog? Are they necessary? Are they contributing in any means whatsoever to the progress of the football in Jamaica? I'll delve into that and more throughout the next few minutes. But before I do so, let me say, remember to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment in the comment section. I try my best to respond to most of the comments as best as possible. And thanks as well to everyone who helped us to get to 650 subscriptions. We appreciate the love and the support. And I hope when we get to 1,000, you'll be here with us as well. Now let's get straight to it. Are the Reggae Boyz commentators necessary? Are they merely causing confusion and conflict within the federation? The relationship with the Reggae Boyz, as well as the coaches and the Jamaica Football Federation, has been tumultuous. It has been fluctuating for the past few years, and the commentators, they can be seen as some of those persons responsible for adding fuel to the fire when things haven't been going bad. But are they not contributing in positive ways as well to the relationship mending? Now, earlier this week, there was news that broke saying there are some Reggae Boyz players that hadn't received payments as yet, and they were frustrated. I did a video on that, and I elaborated why it was necessary to ensure that everyone is moving in unison, and my video was deemed fake news. Now, let me say this wholeheartedly: everything that I say on my channel, I stand behind it 100%. I try to be as objective as possible, and whereas there is no such thing as complete objectivity, I try to get as close to it as I deem possible. Now, are vloggers the OUR? Are we the regulators? I would like to think we're a little bit more than that, because not only do we keep the federation in line, but we also keep players in line. We keep them on their toes to ensure that they know that whenever they go out onto the pitch, they need to give 100%, as nothing is guaranteed in football, and there's no difference in Jamaica's football. I'd like to commend Reggae Boyz commentary on getting to 10,000 subscriptions. Again, milestone, and it's commendable, because we see a young man in Simon Preston doing the work, and he's been putting in the work for quite some time now, and he's gotten to that milestone. It shows that he's doing something right, and as far as credibility goes, there is none in the business as credible as he is, and I am pretty sure you can hang your hat on him telling the truth 100% of the time that he comes forward and says something. We will always have those detractors, because if everyone likes you're definitely doing something wrong. When you're doing something right, you'll have persons who will agree, you'll have persons who will disagree, and that's the fun thing about this. That's the fun thing about sports. That's the fun thing about even this life. You need to ensure that a balance is struck. We need to ensure that we are the persons keeping the federation on their toes. Whenever they're not doing stuff correctly, we're the ones who are expected to call them out. Because if you watch it on the local news, the news will only go as far, because there are 100 other stories that are far more intriguing than for example, a player not getting his passport for the Jamaican national team, or a player not getting his payment. Local news in Jamaica especially, it sensationalizes a lot of other things apart from football, and if it's not making the headlines for sensationalism, then it doesn't tend to gather a lot of traction. And that's why I think the vloggers are necessary. The vloggers are necessary to elaborate on that aspect that is being left out by the local news, that aspect that doesn't reflect in the Jamaica Observer or the Jamaican Gleaner. We are here to ensure that players' voices are heard, that the the football moves forward, because at the end of the day, it's what we are all working towards. We want to ensure that Jamaica's football is developing, and if that means 5 or 6 or 7 or however amount of vloggers need to come on their platforms, and to speak their mind, and to urge the federation, and to urge the players, and to urge local academies and local clubs to push for the growth of our football, then so be it. I am 100% behind that. What I also want to ensure that though is a balance is struck. When it comes to favoritism, there'll always be those persons that you prefer rather than others. However, we still need to ensure that we are criticizing where criticism is needed, and not just for the case of criticism. As the case with the opposition party in Jamaica, they criticize sometime, or they call into question some things that the government does, and we as citizens, we look on it and we say, but this didn't need an opposition's remark, or this didn't need an alternate view. But at the end of the day, they're just doing their job. They're opposing for the sake of opposing. I would like to think vloggers aren't to be deemed in this way. We oppose when opposition is needed. We criticize when criticism is needed, and we laud when praise is needed. So whatever the organization is, in this case is Jamaican Football Federation, when they do well, we pat them on the back. Theodore Whitmore, it's the same thing. When he does well, we pat him on the back. We give him all the credit that he deserves and he needs, and that he has been working for. However, if he doesn't do well, then he deserves to be called out, because how else are we going to grow? You learn more from your failures than from your achievements, because whenever you lose or your shortcomings, then and someone points it out, you know that, okay, this is the area that I need to work on going forward. And I've said this before in a previous video. I think it was after that Jamaica-Japan game, when I did the review, I said explicitly that you learn more in failure than you do in success. And I think vloggers calling out managers and federations when they fail to deliver the goods, it's the same situation. We spoke about the social media presence of the Jamaica Football Federation at length throughout the entirety of last year, and now we're seeing the Jamaica Football Federation so active on Twitter and so active on Instagram. This is the type of things that show that what the vloggers are doing is actually gaining some traction, and it's gaining attention, and it is also prompting the necessary personnel or the persons that be to do the right things. And in this case, with the Jamaica Football Federation, it was to be more transparent. It was to be more active on social media platform, because they were complaining about sponsors. The Reggae Boyz, they went to Japan for a mini tour, and I'm in Canada. I felt as if I was a part of that tour. That's how avid the social media accounts of the Jamaica Football Federation was. We were all kept in tune with what was happening in Japan. And although the tour was bittersweet, at the end of the day, we can take away from it that the Jamaica Football Federation is making strides in the right direction as it relates to getting the fans and getting the commentators and getting the YouTubers like myself involved and keeping us aware of what's happening, because only then can they attract the necessary personnel to drive the football forward, to invest in the football, so we can have facilities to develop youth programs and that sort of thing. Overall, I think the vloggers have been doing a tremendous job in ensuring that the football is growing as a product, and the federation is being kept on its toes. Let me commend Coach's Desk, remarkable job. Ryan LFC, great job as well. Dre, Anyweather, wonderful job. Last but not least, Formula Sport as well. Boona, all these guys, Reggae Boyz coming through. I mentioned that earlier. All these guys doing fabulous work on their different platforms, and each having their own way of going about it. And as I said before, folks, if you watch a video or if you're on a channel and you don't like the content that is being elaborated on, the freedom of choice is yours. You don't have to watch it. You can unsubscribe, and if you haven't subscribed as yet, you don't even have to continue. Right? The choice is yours. If it's not your cup of tea, if it's not your forte, you don't have to have to consume it. There are a ton load of other platforms and channels that you can that you can consume, and it's not being forced upon you. But overall, I think the vloggers have been doing a tremendously great job, and they should keep up the good work, because the growth of the football is partly due to the work that you're putting in, and I hope you continue to put in this work. Norando Brown here saying from Halftime TV, thanks again for tuning in. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment if you agree. If you disagree, let me know. As I said, vloggers, are they necessary? What do you think? Are they really necessary? Are they contributing in any way possible to Jamaica's football and Jamaica's football program on a whole? Are they the ones keeping the Jamaican Football Federation intact? Let me know in the comment section. You just heard my view. Let's hear yours. Hit that subscribe button. Norando Brown again saying until next time. Peace out. Thanks for being here. All right, guys.